Have you ever felt a deep, unexplainable connection to the ocean? A longing for something ancient, something that feels lost? Maybe you've always been drawn to sacred lands, sacred knowledge, crystal energy, or even the idea that we are so much more than what we've been taught. If so, you may be carrying the memory of Lemuria. Welcome to my very first episode of Lemuria, The Art of Remembering, where we uncover the lost wisdom of Lemuria, the mysteries of sacred geometry, how to activate your macabre and what it is, priestess numerology, and the ancient teachings hidden within our very souls. Hi, I'm Cherry, spiritual life coach, energy alchemist, numerologist, and high priestess. In today's episode, we're diving deep into Lemuria, the lost civilization of divine consciousness. We'll explore its origins, how it differs from Atlantis, the spiritual evolution of Lemurians, and ultimately what led it to its fall. And we'll cover, more importantly, we'll discover why this knowledge is resurfacing now and what it means to you. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's journey back in time to remember. So firstly, let's start with the origins and myths of Lemuria. Before we dive into the deeper spiritual aspects of Lemuria, let's start with the basics. What is Lemuria? And where did this idea even come from? Well, the concept of Lemuria first appeared in the 19th century, where scientists were puzzled by the presence of lemur fossils in both India and Madagascar, but not in the lands between. Some hypothesized that there must have been a land bridge connecting these regions, a lost continent that sank beneath the ocean. While this scientific theory was later dismissed, the idea of Lemuria as an ancient civilization took on a life of its own. Satellite imagery, esoteric texts, mystics, and channeled teachings spoke of a highly advanced society that had predated Atlantis. Many spiritual teachings, including theosophy and channelers like Edgar Cayce, describe Lemuria as a golden age of civilization, one that was deeply connected to nature and cosmic energy and the divine feminine principles. Unlike Atlantis, which was known for its technological advancements, Lemuria was said to be the heart-centered civilization, focused on energetic mastery, spiritual evolution, and the unity of consciousness. So what was it like for the Lemurians? Many people think of Lemuria and Atlantis as the same thing, but these two civilizations were vastly different. Lemuria was a civilization of heart-centered energy healers, intuitives, and spiritual guides. Atlantis, on the other hand, was a civilization of technology, structure, and experimentation. Lemurians worked with crystals, sound healing, and the Earth's energy grid to maintain balance. Atlanteans, in contrast, were focused on harnessing energy through technology and artificial means. While Atlantis developed a patriarchal knowledge-based society, Lemuria was more matriarchal, honoring intuition, emotional intelligence, and the divine feminine. Lemurians worked with each other, not against each other, and led with compassion from the heart. Lemurians lived in harmony with nature and the higher dimensions. They communicated through telepathy and energy transmissions, while Atlanteans focused on mental intellect and internal technology. Ultimately, it was this contrast in energy, that approach to power, that contributed to the Lemurians' fall. Now, what was the spiritual evolution of the Lemurians? What made Lemuria so special? Why do so many people feel drawn to this lost civilization? Well, Lemurians lived in a state of unity consciousness. They didn't see themselves as separate from nature or from the cosmos, or even from each other. They honored the earth as a living being, working in harmony with its energy grid. They were masters of energy healing, using crystals, sound frequency, and light codes to heal themselves and others. They lived in fifth dimensional awareness, meaning they could communicate with spirit guides, travel interdimensionally, and access higher wisdom. Many Lemurians also activated their macabre, a spiritual energy field that allowed them to raise their vibration, ascend and travel beyond time and space. But even in this paradise, like Lost Civilization, which leads me to what led to the fall of Lemuria. So what did happen? If Lemuria was so advanced, why did it disappear? There are multiple theories, but most spiritual texts agree on one thing. Lemuria was destroyed due to massive earth changes. Some say a great war between Lemuria and Atlantis contributed to its downfall. This one I'm not so convinced of. Others believe a natural catastrophe, possible a shift in the Earth's poles or volcanic eruptions, led to a submersion beneath the Pacific Ocean. Some accounts claim that Lemurians, seeing the destruction coming, migrated underground to inner Earth sanctuaries or ascended to higher dimensions. These two, I believe, have merit. I believe that moves sank slowly, which gave the Lemurians time to migrate or ascend, depending on their roles that they had played within their society. Whatever the cause, the physical landmass of Lemuria disappeared, but its wisdom, energy, and soul frequencies did not. So why has this knowledge resurfacing now and gaining more traction? Why are so many people remembering Lemuria? Why is this knowledge becoming relevant again? We are currently going through a massive planetary shift. Humanity is moving from a 3D consciousness, which is separation, fear, ego, into a 5D consciousness, which is unity, love, intuition. More people are waking up to their spiritual gifts, just like the Lemurians once had. The Earth's energetic grid is reactivating, bringing back the Lemurian codes. Over the last few decades, more and more people are bringing this knowledge to light. It is being uploaded into the group consciousness of the planet, bringing it more and more into awareness of more and more people. Many souls incarnated today live past lives in Lemuria and are here to help anchor that wisdom back into the world. If you have ever felt drawn to the ocean, worked with crystals, or felt like you were meant for something bigger, it's very possible you have Lemurian roots. Lemuria was never truly lost. It exists within you. The wisdom, the energy, the ascension codes are written in your DNA. And now it's time for you to remember. So if you want to go deeper, I have created a free download for you, a Lemurian activation guide, which is linked in the description. Can I also please ask you to subscribe to the channel? It will help the algorithm massively. Unity consciousness is more important than ever. It is now no longer about me, or I. It is now all about the we as a people, we as a human race. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of Lemurian Spiritual Teachings, The Path of the Soul. And leave a comment, all of which will help push this video to others looking for information on Lemuria, numerology and energy work. I would also love to hear from you in the comments. Do you feel a connection to Lemuria? I want to hear your story. Until the next time, keep remembering who you are.